Hello everyone. I'm back here to take stock of events since my fast and to talk about the way ahead. First, I want to thank all those who reached out in solidarity and agreement with what I said and what I did. There are many people who are disturbed with the situation in India, who said they agreed with every word I said and who thanked me for doing this. There were even some who said they were already fasting or were inspired to themselves fast for the same reasons as I did. This was all very heartwarming and gives me hope for our country. There are many things that I want to talk about, but first of all, I think that it is quite interesting for us to look at the YouTube analytics of my speech to get a sense of how people are responding to it. This is, of course, only a very rough and ready sort of analysis, but I'm putting it here for what it's worth. The YouTube views stand at about 9,000 today. Of these, about 6,000 were between January the 19th and January the 30th. This is the day before a certain Residents' Welfare Association of a colony where I do not and have never lived made a controversy of my fast and speech, which was followed by a tweet from a famous BJP functionary and hysterical news reports on all television channels and in all mainstream newspapers for about 5 days continuously. Despite all this free publicity, views on my speech only rose by about 2,000, from 6,000 to 8,000 in this period, which, judging by the last negative comment that I received, lasted till about February the 7th. After that, views rose to about 9,000, so another 1,000 over 10 days, but with no negative comments, and a steady increase in likes. So I'm going to assume for this analysis that this small but steady trickle of viewers is of those favorable to the views that I express. Now, taking a thumb rule that the pre-January 31st, that is the pre-publicity views were of seculars, and the post-publicity views were of Hindu chauvinists. The ratio of seculars to chauvinists is 3 seculars to 1 Hindu chauvinist. And if you add the 1,000 in the last 10 days, then the ratio rises to 3.5 seculars for every 1 chauvinist. And if you further adjust these figures for the fact that the 6,000 secular views were pre-publicity, whereas the 2,000 chauvinist views were after massive publicity, then the proportion of chauvinists goes down to a mere fraction of the seculars. And at the same time, the percentage of likes to dislikes on the video is at 70% to 30%. So this also indicates the much larger measure of support versus opposition to what I said. But while this is very encouraging and good, I think I need to tell you about the hate mail that I received, because too many of my Hindu friends who self-identify as secular but who disagree with me about the January 22nd production say that democracy and freedom of speech is all well in India, and that what we are seeing is all about Hindu love of their gods, and there is no element of animosity or any negative feeling towards anyone involved in any of this, and that Hindus are being freed from 500 years of Gulami. Gulami means enslavement. So let me read to you the hate mail that I got on Facebook and YouTube. I did not post these on my YouTube video because I wanted the conversation to stay positive. But just because I was brave and restrained in responding to the filthy abuse and threats that were made to me and my family, I find this is giving my Hindu friends who don't agree with me the excuse to remain in a state of self-delusion as to what is really going on in India today. So I've decided that I must tell them what I was subjected to from their ideological fraternity. What I will now read is very ugly and can be distressing to the reader, so please switch off here if you're not able to take filthy and hurtful language. Exhibit number 1. This is from one Mr. Narayan Singh, whose Facebook profile picture is a red background with the words Ram Ramji on it. He said, साली रंडी हरामी, रंडी की डोगाले, कुत्ता की चुदाई की नस्ल, साली रंडी तेरी माँ की चूत में गधे का लन, साली तेरे मुंह कुत्ता मूते. I'm sure some of the, you listening to me will be embarrassed by my using such language. I learned a lot of these words in school, mostly from fellow students who were massive supporters of the BJP. And there it is. Exhibit number 2. This is from a prominent national Hindi TV channel in which 4 men, of whom 3 were dressed in sadhu attire and had various huge tikkas on their foreheads, and 1 was in shirt and trousers, were interviewed. Of these 4, the second person, who wore orange robes and had a big tikka and vibhuti and a large banner of some sangathan behind him, he says this about me. The name of the video also has my name in it. ऐसे लोगों को मुक्त हो जाना चाहिए. ऐसे लोगों को धरती पे कोई आवश्यकता नहीं है. इनको लगता है कि हम जीते जी तो मुक्त नहीं हो सकते राम जी का नाम और विरोध कर करके, तो उसको लगता है कि मृत्यु के बाद जब उसके पीछे लोग चलेंगे और कहेंगे राम नाम सत्य है, तो हो सकता है कि उसकी मुक्ति हो जाए. मुझे लगता है कि ऐसे लोगों को धरती पर जीने का अधिकार नहीं है. इनको राम नाम से मुक्ति दिला ही देना चाहिए. This is what he is saying about me. And what is interesting is that only the sadhu's statements are aired. The question that the reporter from the channel must have asked is not shown. Exhibit number 3. A news report in a leading Hindi language newspaper in which the Resident Welfare Association member, who wrongly thought I lived in his colony, says that I am lying when I say that I don't live there, and that if I live elsewhere, I should announce my address and publish my Aadhaar card. I want to ask these Hindu friends of mine who think all is well in the country, how would you like it if in the context of such filthy abuse and death threats, how would you like it if someone kept telling you through a national newspaper to declare your address and publish your identity cards? And the funny thing is that even while I was writing this speech and setting out the abuse that I received, and even as I read this out to you, I am feeling apprehensive that my repeating this abuse is going to be used against me. So this is supposed to be a Ghulami-free country for Hindus, in which I, a Hindu woman, am not feeling safe to repeat the abuse that I have received and the intimidation to which I have been subjected. Please tell me, who is made a Ghulam and who is being freed from Ghulami? Exhibit number 4. Mr. Amit Kumar Pandey from Facebook. His profile picture has a picture of Ma Durga and another one of Ma Kali behind him. बहुत ही नीच और बेशर्म अनपढ़ औरत हो, तुम जैसा बाप है गद्दार, हरामी वैसे ही लड़की हो. Exhibit number 5. Someone with the YouTube handle @HanumanSG9LO. अब्दुल के पास माँ जाती थी या अब्दुल घर में आया था? And he also tells me Pakistan उस तरफ. Exhibit number 6. Someone with the YouTube handle Arjun Chauhan 9851. जहरीले दरख्त का जहरीला फल. Poisonous fruit of a poisonous tree. He also said, please kick her out. Exhibit number 7. Someone with the YouTube handle Sabyasachi Banerjee 8545. Your Mughal heritage? Emojis. It seems you were a member of the Mughal harem in your previous birth. Laughing emojis. You miss being pumped by the tyrant Mughal rulers. Laughing emojis. Exhibit number 8. Someone with the YouTube handle P Bharat Patolia 1458. तू वहाँ रहने लायक नहीं है मूले. I don't know what मूले means, but a lot of these people seem to use it. Exhibit number 9. Someone with the YouTube handle Vineet Kumar Singh 9283. पागल रुला दिया तूने, 3 दिन में मर जाएगी, गाय भैंस का मांस से अपना व्रत तोड़ना, ये उन मुगलों को अच्छी श्रद्धांजलि होगी. Exhibit number 10. This is on my video in which I have said, and this is its title, that elder gentlemen should not threaten youngsters, especially ladies. This is the video where I said, in response to the news item where the Resident Welfare Association person kept telling me to reveal my address, I said that he should not do so, as this is endangering my family. In response, this is what someone with the YouTube handle Arun Sharma OV1BZ said. We know whom kids they are. You have been to other cultures since your marriage. Halala products. Don't be so fake. Your videos show everything. Exhibit number 11. Someone with the YouTube handle Dhan Bahadur Limbu 5564. No, you are purely Muslim and go back to Pakistan and bothral work in Pakistan. Exhibit number 12. Someone with the YouTube handle @Pratik Sisodia 3915. Randi, you must go park if you love Muslim L. Anybody who knows Hindi knows what that swear word was. Laughing emoji. Exhibit number 13. Someone with the YouTube handle Anand Jogi 8058. You are free to convert to Islam. Your Mughal love needs this laughing emoji. Exhibit number 14. Someone with the YouTube handle @Seeman Prabhakaran 224. Please vacate the country. Exhibit number 15. Someone with the YouTube handle Bharatiya Sanatan. You are not citizen of our country. Get out from our country. Technically you can claim citizenship, but morally not. We cannot accept neither your father and nor you type of creature are ready to accept as Indian. Get out from our country. Exhibit number 16. Someone with the YouTube handle KE482. You do look like Muslim. I hope you and your retard dad move out of India for good so people live in peace in India. There were others which I made the mistake of blocking and deleting before I realized that I should keep them for the record. I discussed these with lawyers, and what they said, and I myself agreed as a lawyer, that I should not file any police or court complaint about this, as it would carry the risk of escalating matters. And one of the reasons why I'm reading from this is that I need to be careful to stay within the bounds of what I want to say, because any flights of eloquence will also be used against me. So, please understand the situation in which I have been put, in what my Hindu friends who believe that democracy is all very well and that everything which happened in January 22 and the whole build-up was about the love of God. I have no recourse with either the security or the judicial apparatus of the state in India today. And we are being told that Gulami has ended. Let all you Hindu friends of mine who think that all is well in India, please take note. I, as an Indian and a woman, do not feel free to ask for any protection or any justice against this filthy abuse and all these threats, because I am afraid that this will make matters worse for me and will be used against me. And the most unfortunate thing is that the people who are watching this harassment of me since January the 31st, more than 10 days after I did my fast and made the speech, they are completely intimidated by it. They are not speaking up because they are scared. And I see their silent and privately expressed support, but the absolute total demoralization of people of my point of view in India, Indians, Hindus, their demoralization and fear from whatever walk of life, station in life they come from, it is palpable. This is the victory of Hindutvavad. And you can have your victory, but don't tell me that this is the end of any gulami. You have made all these scared people your gulams. This is the age of gulami in India for anyone who does not agree with you, and that you can give whatever name you like to this new age. But it is not an age of freedom. It is an age of intimidation and bullying. And what showed me how crazy all this was is this male relative of mine. He's older than me. He must be in his late 70s. He's a distant relative, but is one who has known me since I was a small girl. He's a great BJP supporter, and he has been bombarding my WhatsApp with pro-Modi and other pro-Hindutvavad propaganda ever since he heard of my fast. When I showed him the kind of filthy mails I was getting, he had nothing to say. He just kept on sending his pro-Modi and Hindutvavad propaganda messages. And this showed me how this brand of politics is blinding people. Because no uncle in his sane mind who saw such things being said to their child and about their child's child, that to a woman, a female, a girl, would be able to ignore this unless they were completely blinded by their ideology. Is this something to be happy about? Anyway, I've made it quite clear to everyone around me, everyone who loves me, cares for me, who I'm responsible for, I will not be silenced by all this, scary and risky as it may be. And you, all my Hindu friends who think all is well in India, who are watching this, I want to ask you, you know me very well. Do you think I deserve to be thrown in jail or to be told to get out of India? Look how I have served my fellow Indians without taking a paisa of money, without looking at whether they are Modi supporters or not. And so many that I have helped are Modi bhakts. They have cursed my father to my face. I've helped people without even anyone knowing that I have done so. I have served my countrymen with my full heart and soul, and I have asked for nothing in return, neither money nor recognition. And I'm being told to get out of India. I cannot say I love my Mughal heritage. I cannot express regret and sorrow about events in India. I have law degrees from Oxford University and New York University. I have a mathematics degree from St. Stephen's College. I chose to come back to this country. I could have settled in any rich Western country with my education. I came back to India because I love India. My heart, every beat of my heart is for India. Every drop of my blood is for this country. And I'm a good person. I have been very generous, even to complete strangers over here with my time and money. And you want me to be shut up? Do you care what will happen to my children if I'm put away? And for what? What did I say that was illegal or scandalizing? No one has been able to point to one word till today from what I have said. not one word. And is this where we are? My Hindu friends who know me and who say that all is well in the country, I want to ask you, despite winning a thumping majority in Parliament, despite implementing every point of the Hindutva agenda, even that is not enough for you. And someone like me who thinks all this is wrong has to stay silent or have criminal action taken against them? Is this the level of compliance that you want? That no one is allowed to say they disagree with you? I'm not allowed to say that your actions pain me. This is Gulami. And it is time for you people to come to your senses. Our grandparents made us independent. And our fathers liberalized this country. You middle class and elite Hindus, you've done really well. I know, because I've done well with you. We have reaped the rewards of our freedom, and then we have reaped the rewards of the opportunities that were thrown open to us. Now it's time for you to also stand up and do your duty by this country. I'll be speaking more. There are many points to go over. But for now, I'll end with this poem that I wrote when all this drama was at its height. One day, they will put you away. One day, the sky will expand and freedom will reign from mountain to sand. One day, they will put you away. The silence will deafen. Your will shall be broken. Your pride a mere token. One day, the silence will break. The song will rise, lost courage in its wake, with hope once more prized. One day, they will put you away. The end will seem final, the bleakness desperate, the judgment determined, justice blind, obdurate. One day, they'll take love over hate. Be patient and wait. Find your lost souls, my mates. One day, they will put you away. Your mother will weep, your father will cry, your man will despair, your children, how they fare, your sisters will swallow their pain and their sorrow. One day, the gates will unlock, joy gushing forth, and laughter will ring, colors filling in. Be brave and we'll win. One day, they will put you away. The walls will close in. The darkness will blind. The binds they will sting. This is hard you will find. One day, the timid will wake, filled to the brim with all the injustice they can take. How long can this last? Only so long as you look past the lies and the sins. Say no, and good wins. That is all that it takes. A pure heart and good mind, which you have, you will find. One day. Jai Hind. और डरो मत,